The Denver Sun's a close talker. Taking shade under a trucker hat that says, "I'm not trash, I'm thrash." 32 ounces of ice-cold cola and whiskey in a styrofoam cup. Holding up foot traffic on 13th Avenue's skinny sidewalk. Sipping down the wax tracks to buy 45s and flip through zines. Blasting a Testament cassette tape through broken headphones. His Walkman's duct taped together. It works all right if the batteries don't fall out. Looking at Denver through the peach tin of his dead grandmother's reading glasses. He lived with his grandma through most of high school. She tried her best to take away his heavy metal music, so he drank everything in her liquor cabinet during the summer of 1992. After dinner, Grandma watched television and scratched at word puzzles in the kitchen, while he poured her booze into plastic soda bottles and replaced it with colored water. He was restricted for 60 days. Grandma grounded him for blaming society for everything, and for telling youth pastor Jimmy to go fuck himself. So every Friday night that fall, he stayed home and watched grandmother and her silver shrinking friends act drunk after a cup of water and colas. The Denver Sun's a close talker, taking shade under a trucker hat that says, "I'm not trash, I'm thrash." 32 ounces of ice-cold cola and whiskey in a styrofoam cup. Sipping down to wax tracks to buy 45s and flip through zines. The hiss and squiggles of analog sounds good enough. Shitty good. Better than he can remember. Wearing a sunburn instead of a shirt. Looking at Denver through the peach tin of his dead granny's reading glasses. Wondering how he got here in the third place. Brakes on ice. Race of mistakes since I lost my virginity. Quantum Monday nights. Might be the elevation or the faint smell of gas everywhere I go. My exorcist's car was repossessed. My life's small plural apocalypse. Last year was a pretty rough dry hump that doesn't like to kiss. I'm on the edge of older. This is my after 40. Dry clean pajamas and slip-on shoes. These are my high fidelity half beer years. Cracked lips under chapstick, wind whipped, block by block karate. This is how I kung fu. Sleeper hold, ghost ride behind sunglasses to hide my vacancy as I shuffle down South Broadway in Denver, Colorado. Hitching my giddy up, grimace at the speed of crosswalk green. A cardigan sweater cowboy herding traffic with an $8 cane. Yellow at my own risk. Curb to curb dream about dancing. Word heavy pill free. I'm a wish mumbler, miser survivor, coupon flipper. I've collected enough soap chips to take an extra shower this month. Can't read without moving my lips. I whisper scream news headlines, cheese grater prose. Puff fuck yous like I invented air. Knuckles bleed down to my last middle finger. Goosebumps and rashes get the same scratch. wanna be the Lee Van Cleef of poetry. Crack not tan, pen instead of a revolver, bus fare instead of a horse. Undress public address, I'm a writer, a liar, an eavesdropper, idiom catching cursive walker, memorize the unrecognized, surveillance more than people watching. I never sit with my back to the door, and I always get asked to leave. Worn through flannel elbows, thinking about procrastinating. Horned by everything, a different kind of sloppy bored. Page by page arsonist, maybe's the new no. Slow down, Holy Ghost. I'm not burning your daddy's Bible. Meet me, fever. I'm fuel, weatherman, and bookie. I hold back rain and always bring enough matches. I've begged the bush to stop burning while I took bets, but with whose odds? Slow down, Holy Ghost. I'm not what compels me. I've always been afraid of cocaine because I can't spell where it comes from. I'm not new. I've heard, hey player, your zipper's down more than once. Year 2000, when water lost its wet. I walked into a new century with a pocket full of dirtweed. I trusted Dick Clark until somebody unplugged him. I was beyond studying beer bubbles. I'm not the one who cut myself, not my scars if I can't remember. Why would I get tattoos when I'm already stitched together? Slow down, Holy Ghost. I'm not what compels me. It's hard to die when I'm addicted to living. 2016, added up all my daylight in the dark. I want my bright back. I built a reputation out of a reputation. Thousands of hours I wasted trying to act like an artist instead of being one. The look on my face when I realized I dusted everything. When water got its wet, on the edge of older, this is my after 40. I go towards sleep every night, ride AM radio waves, conspiracy talk shows, used car commercials, sports talk on 7 stations, argue into one sludge dress static. The anything of everything seems to make some sense, like tomorrow isn't going anywhere. It's hard to die when I'm addicted to living. Maybe might be the answer to everything. He's gonna get to know himself better by studying his fingerprints. Going to get caught up in places most people go to unwind. Out of all the times he's died, this one hurts the most. Partly cloudy. There's cages hanging from cranes building New Denver. He picked a pretty good day to start huffing markers. He sits on a cooler drinking canned beer in a parking lot overlooking a parking lot with a cheap view of a country club. Golfers graze children in the heavy rough while they drink brunch down the fairway. He thinks of himself as a prophetic epileptic. All the waking ghost rides, tasting smells with a numb tongue, almost enjoys when tingles creep prepositional. Startled asleep, still living, still partly cloudy but bright enough to wear sunglasses. The kind of day when he has to choose between buying toilet paper and eating his cat. A waffle and a cup of coffee hold hands and skip across a diner window. staring at a glass of whole milk, bacon, the cash register, a preacher's wife, a chain smoker. Any and everything he can't have. Studying his fingerprints, trying to figure out what got him here in the first place. He grunts his order before he opens the door almost every morning. The waitress can tell he's smelling his own breath by the way he licks his mustache. He lives vicariously through young hangovers, chews toast dipped in decaf, dreams about waffle and syrup breakfast, and everything that's right about being sugar drunk in the morning. He complains to the waitress about young people's antics, taxes, and conspiracy theories while he pays his bill. The way teenagers in a booth finger their cell phones looks similar to the way he finds exact change in his coin purse. He's looking at Denver through the peach tint of his dead granny's reading glasses. Low hum and rumble of rollerblades on cobblestones. Dreams jiggle out of jog bras and yoga pants. An old woman's feeding breadcrumbs to children she thinks are chickens, while her husband picks his teeth with a pocket knife, complaining about flavored whiskey and colored diamonds. Con artists sell free newspapers to businessmen too busy to care. Checker battles in the shade. Players knuckle deep in snack bags, rubbing salt off pretzels and crackers between double jumps, trying to figure out why pound signs on telephones became hashtags between kings. 3 jumps ahead of trying to remember the good old days, when marijuana used to be called grass. Acting students practice Harold Lloyd versus Buster Keaton on the Jungle Gym. An insomniac cutter sits in a swing and scratches at $20 worth of lottery tickets to replace all her accidents and overdoses. Broken pencils and ripped paper slips scattered around picnic tables. An old radio shouting distorted race results while a bookie counts dollar bills. Sleep at the bottom of empty moonshine hip flasks. Stumble of sleeveless workmen as they grind paychecks between molars. Teeth marks where the taxes are taken out. Kids chase the last sunshine as it escapes toward the interstate. Last nice day at the park. The low hum and rumble of rollerblades on cobblestones. The crunching color of leaves under a jogger's stride.